stop and take it all in. The unthinkable has absolutely happened. I mean, the four-time world champions, the undisputed kings of the penalty shootout, they have been conquered, brought to their knees by a nation that literally had to defend for their absolute lives for 120 grueling, breathless minutes. The tears, the sheer disbelief on the pitch, the absolute magnitude of what just unfolded in Boston. We are talking about a story of absolute defiance here, a 12-yard lottery that ended in historic heartbreak for one massive footballing giant and unprecedented, monumental glory for a South American underdog. Welcome to Soccer Prime Tonight. I am your host, and sitting alongside me, as always, is our resident tactical expert. Today, we're bringing you a full explainer of one of the most astonishing, jaw-dropping results in modern World Cup history.
Oh, absolutely. And listen, what we witnessed tonight wasn't just a football match. It was a tactical siege. We're talking 120 minutes of relentless, suffocating German pressure just slamming into this impenetrable Paraguayan wall. And then it all ends in a penalty shootout that honestly defied all logic in footballing history. So we're going to explain exactly how this monumental upset happened, breaking it down chronologically right from the first whistle to that final historic kick.
Section 1. The Ultimate World Cup Shock. Boston Stadium, June 29, 2026. So, set the scene with us. We are in a sweltering Boston stadium, packed with almost 64,000 roaring fans. Germany is utterly desperate to break this humiliating 12-year knockout stage curse they've been carrying. But, the entire script was torn up the absolute second these formations locked horns.
Yeah, it really was. Julian Nagelsmann sent Germany out in this really expansive 4-2-3-1 shape. It was clearly designed to completely monopolize the ball and stretch the pitch as wide as possible. But man, they immediately ran headfirst into Gustavo Alfaro's 4-4-2. And look, this wasn't just your standard low block. This was an absolute masterclass in spatial denial. Paraguay sat incredibly deep. They condensed the space between their defensive and midfield lines to practically zero. They were basically forcing Germany to just pass side to side over and over without ever actually penetrating the penalty area.
And you really have to look at the sheer absurdity of the numbers here to understand it. The statistical chasm is just massive. Germany held 76% possession. They strung together 725 accurate passes. Compare that to Paraguay's 160. Some purists out there were calling it anti-football, but you know what? It was violently effective. Paraguay absorbed 21 total shots, yet they restricted Germany to a mere 1.57 expected goals. They completely frustrated the Germans, disrupted the tempo with really strategic fouls, and basically proved you do not need the ball to control the destiny of a match. Section 2. Against the run of play. The 42nd minute masterclass. Okay, picture the scene. It is the 42nd minute. Germany has practically pitched a tent in the Paraguayan half. Everyone in the stadium is just waiting for the inevitable breakthrough. But then, out of nowhere, that suffocating pressure is completely pierced.
It was incredible. And this sequence brilliantly illustrates exactly how clinical an underdog has to be when they're playing like this. It was 4 perfect steps. First, Miguel Almiron whips in a corner, and Manuel Neuer punches it clear. Danger averted, right? Well, wrong. Because step 2, Damian Bobadilla throws himself into this desperate, lunging, sliding tackle just to keep the play alive. Step 3, the ball finds Matías Galarza out wide, and he delivers an absolutely pinpoint cross. And finally, step 4, Julio Enciso, totally against the run of play, against all odds, charges in and nods it right past goalkeeping royalty. Just like that. One single moment of quality, 1 goal. Germany 0, Paraguay 1.
Section 3. The relentless German siege, striking back in the second half. Man, you can only imagine what the halftime team talk sounded like in the German locker room. The 4-time world champions came out looking like a wounded animal. Wave after wave of white shirts just crashed against that dark blue Paraguayan wall. It honestly felt like only a matter of time, but the anxiety in the stadium was palpable.
Oh, for sure. And it ended up taking a moment of sheer technical brilliance to finally bypass that low block. We get to the 54th minute, and Florian Wirtz finally finds this tiny pocket of space out wide. Instead of the slow, methodical buildup they'd been doing, it was a quick, really decisive curling delivery straight into the box. Kai Havertz recognized this rare, fleeting gap in Paraguay's defensive structure, met the ball perfectly, and flicked this deft header right into the bottom right corner. It restored parity at 1-1, and I swear you could physically feel the collective sigh of relief radiating from the German bench.
Section 4. Extra time and VAR drama. The disallowed winner.
So, despite throwing on fresh electric legs like Jamal Musiala, Germany just couldn't find that second goal. Paraguay simply dug their trenches even deeper. Now we're heading into extra time. Legs are heavy, minds are totally exhausted, And then in the 102nd minute, we hit a massive, massive turning point.
Right, this is the controversial sequence everyone's talking about. The ball is literally in the back of the net. Jonathan Tah rises highest from a corner, heading it home. The German players are celebrating, but wait. VAR intervenes. The referee goes over, looks at the monitor, and rules that Waldemar Anton deliberately blocked the Paraguayan goalkeeper inside the 6-yard box. Goal chalked off. Was it soft? Yeah, perhaps. But was it a foul by the strict letter of the law? The officials said yes. It was an absolute lifeline for Paraguay and just a devastating emotional blow for the Germans.
Section 5. Man of the Match Spotlight. The Wall of Asuncion. Look, to survive a relentless siege like that, you need a titan between the sticks who absolutely refuses to be beaten.
And for Paraguay, that man was undoubtedly Orlando Gill. He earned an incredible 8.7 match rating, which is huge. But this wasn't just about his 6 crucial saves. It was about his absolute, undeniable command under immense tactical pressure. When Germany got frustrated and resorted to crossing the ball 52 times, Gill was right there, plucking it out of the sky, absorbing the physical punishment from those German forwards, and smartly slowing the game down exactly when his team desperately needed a breather. It was an absolute defensive masterclass from the man they call the Wall of Asuncion.
Section 6. The Penalty Shootout. 12 yards from glory. 120 minutes just wasn't enough. So we go to penalties. And keep in mind, Germany's World Cup penalty record is legendary. Historically, they simply do not lose shootouts. But the momentum, it just felt shifted. History was sitting exactly 12 yards away.
The tactical composure of this shootout was truly fascinating. Kai Havertz steps up first for Germany. He goes for his trademark stop-start shuffle to try and freeze the keeper. But Gill, he doesn't bite at all. He reads it superbly and makes a heroic opening save. Immediately, all the pressure is squarely on Germany. Mauricio steps up and scores emphatically for Paraguay. Then Kimmich and Gomez trade flawless strikes. Musiala barely squeezes his past Gill, and Galarza coolly sends Neuer the wrong way. The underdogs are completely flawless through the first round.
And then the emotional roller coaster just drops. Nick Woldemade steps up for Germany, and Gill saves it again. An absolutely brilliant stop down in the bottom corner. Paraguay are suddenly one kick away from heaven. Sanabria steps up for glory, and he drags it horribly wide. Unbelievable. Germany somehow clings to life. Amiri smashes his penalty home to tie it all up at 3-3. Then Fabian Balbuena steps up for Paraguay, and Manuel Neuer, the 40-year-old absolute legend, breathes momentary life into Germany with a massive save of his own. We are deadlocked. Sudden death. Jonathan Tah, the very man who had the winner ruled out in extra time, steps up to the spot. The pressure in the stadium is just immense. He strikes it and skies it way over the crossbar. Utter, devastating despair for Germany. Now it falls to José Canale, the towering Paraguayan center back, a guy who had just defended for 120 brutal minutes. He steps up against Neuer. He powers it high into the right side of the goal. It's over. He sends Neuer the wrong way to make absolute history. Paraguay wins 4-3 on penalties. Section 7. The Final Verdict. David conquers Goliath. The sheer emotional weight of this upset really cannot be overstated. You look out at the pitch, and the South Americans are literally collapsing in tears of joy. They just conquered the undisputed penalty kings of world football. It is an incredible testament to belief, endurance, and pure heart. And looking at the wider tournament context, the implications of this result are massive. Paraguay, a team that barely created any chances in open play, advances to the round of 16 where they're going to face either France or Sweden. For Germany, the nightmare just continues. They are knocked out, officially extending their knockout stage drought to 12 agonizing years. This match will absolutely go down as a historic triumph of pure defensive resolve and clinical execution over sheer possession and attacking volume. Which leaves all of us with this final, burning question. Can lightning actually strike twice? Will Paraguay's impenetrable defense be enough to shock the world all over again in the round of 16? We are certainly going to find out. The magic of the World Cup is well and truly alive. Thanks for watching Soccer Prime tonight. We'll see you in the next football story.